I got my fellas in here, and it's been since like 2015. You guys have shot up an extra like 6 inches. There was a point in time where I think I was taller than Callum, but it doesn't. Yeah.
Now you're dunking on me.
Now he's huge.
Now he is huge.
5 seconds of Summer's in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. These are my guys, man, and you guys went away for a bit to really crank down and to grow, man. How fun. Does it feel to be, kind of, I don't want to say back on the scene, but really,
back on the scene.
I guess so, a little bit.
To be fair.
But I mean, just to really kind of be there with a rebirth, with a fresh sound, and with some years under your belt.
We got some years under our belt. We feel good about this next chapter, man. We took a second to get the music right, and yeah, we're loving what we do, and that's the main part of it, right? We're still loving it, and
you always have. I mean, I don't think that there's ever been any question whether or not you guys have really formed as a brotherhood and were out, on stage or in the studio having just a genuine, gosh, man, just giving us who you guys are. That's never wavered since once. And as many times as people try to put you in a box, there really is no.
There is no box.
There's no box.
Yeah, there is no box, man. So I mean, God, how amazing is it just to kind of go out there and trust your gut, and to now, I mean, with Want You Back, come back with a straight down the middle hit.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, you're saying it right now. I'm saying it. I'm putting it out
That's
there.
big.
Yeah, it feels fantastic, man. Like I said, like it's taken a minute to get where we are, but we're so happy with it. So it was totally worth, taking a whole year to make an album.
Yeah. Where did you guys go to make this album? Not only mentally, but like, just, I mean, like, where was that place that you guys chose to?
Mentally is a different question. Definitely. But we made the album in this magical place in California called The Valley.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that it takes you about 17 hours to get there, even though you're right down the street.
But we worked with a bunch of new producers, man. We worked with, one of the highlights was Mike Elizondo, who did all the Eminem stuff. He did all the Dr. Dre stuff, and that's how he came up. But he recently did the 21 Pilots stuff, and which we love. So we went in and worked with guys like that, and it's changed our lives, man. We're excited for this next stuff. It's the best stuff we've ever done.
For sure.
That's huge to say it's the best stuff. Because it's not like the stuff before wasn't great.
Yeah, it was young, though, compared to now. We made our first album when we were like 16. He was 12 or something. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. You were just barely out of primary school.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It feels good to have had some time to be a conscious being and make some music that we love. So it's cool.
I'm gonna go over here to Quiet Callum and ask, bro. I mean, he's huge. He's huge now.
Couldn't even get in the door.
Oh my gosh, no! But to be able to go to these new places, you know what I mean, and grow, you know what I mean, as young men, how would you? If I was to ask, I am going to ask. How would you, in a sentence or two, really say what the sound is like right now?
Oh, jeez, hit me with the big question.
Yeah, well, I want you to talk, man. You never do.
Well, first of all, we kind of needed time for us to grow as individuals. That was like the main thing.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 years is we needed some space, and just to. After 6 years of being on the road, we needed to kind of get our heads right, just for the longevity of the band. And I always say this, but I think this record for us is more about what we can do in the future and less about what it means right now. Because there's a lot of genre bending and a lot of doors that have been opened from this record that we're about to release.
Where you guys were before, for sure.
In which we can expand on in the future, and hopefully that's exactly what we'll do.
Yo, so that's pretty cool because you guys were already to some degree genre bending. I mean, you guys were bringing this rock, this sound that kids were so used to listening to when I was younger, the Blinks of the world, the Green Days of the world, and you're really letting new fans into what that sound was like. And to be able to, kind of hold on to that as the foundation. But as you say, the genre bending to it is...
Yeah. I think it was about, like, when we went into it, it was... there was a part of us that knew that we had to, like, not stay stagnant in our sound.
For sure.
And it was time for us to find a new avenue to take. And I think that it was just so organic in how the sound evolved, and it was kind of just like all of us went in so much more open-minded about the music and less about like, we're a band and I play guitar, so there has to
This
be
is
a
what it
guitar
has to
track
be, yeah.
on this, you know? And it was like so much about just like serving the song, and whatever the song needed is what the song had, whether that was like you know, like less drums on a song or
Is there an
something
air
like
horn?
that.
Is there some trap? Yeah, can I? You know what
Loads
I'm
of
saying?
air horn
Is
at
it-
the start of every song on the record.
No air horn.
Not yet.
Not yet, but
But if you have one, we can record it.
Oh, okay. I can definitely muster up some. But will I get 0.5% when the album goes platinum?
0.3.
Producer credits.
I want to produce credit.
0.5.
I just want enough to be able to Grammy vote. That's all I want. All right.
Grammy vote.
But here's one of the things I do want to ask is you're saying the genre bending, the being able to bring in different sounds, man. Music has evolved. You know, how fun was it to get into the studio with some of these producers who had that on their brain and knew that was where you guys were able to go as a group and as a band?
I think it was just like, it was exciting for us more so. I mean, it was probably for them, like as producers that we worked with in the past, that maybe we'd been a bit, I don't know, stubborn with how we wanted to be. I think it was kind of good to go back in with them and newer producers as well and be like we're kind of open to do whatever.
And that's part of the growth as a young man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is what we want. This is what we want to do, and this is how we're gonna. It more came from us than a certain producer, but we definitely took things from other people and kind of put it into our own writing.
So, and I don't think I've ever had the chance to ask you guys this. Who are some of those newer people who you draw inspiration from? Some of those artists. I mean, we do know, like I just mentioned a couple of seconds ago, the Blanks and the Green Days and some of the most iconic rock bands. But who are some of those artists now that you're listening to, where you're just cruising, trying to make your way from the city into the valley? Yeah, and it's on the radio, and you're like, yo, I really admire this sound.
There's a bunch of different people. We take inspiration a lot from our friends that we kind of write with and stuff. Like we got, one of our friends, Mitchie Collins, is in Lovely the Band, who are doing really, really great at alternative radio. And it's guys like that who are in your life that you chase because you both push each other. And there's bands like The Neighborhood, you got Coldplay, you got 1975. The bands like these are like great at, using guitar elements in their music.
Hell
but
yeah.
Stuff that we haven't really touched on yet, which we do in the third album. Which
How fun is it to see that there are fans that are listening to music with a smarter ear, that they're able to go there on these creative journeys with you, and they're right there with you, like, yo, they're down for it, they're with it 100%.
Some of the things that these people, like they have fans or like, I don't want to say kids because I don't know, but like these kids say online that, like, I don't know, that they sound like a record A&R.
It's
or
so
something.
scary.
It's like a label.
They're on it, right?
They're
They were like, if you stream Want You Back 50 times today, it means better touring budget, and it means that Five Sauce will go to secondary markets in your country.
They have like
It's
they
like,
have
what
like
are
a
you talking about?
long-term.
So what you're saying is there's
like,
really
how
no
much
reason to
time
pay
you got?
all these people that are here because you can just follow what the fans are saying.
And sometimes they make points. It's like, oh, we didn't think about that. Damn it.
And were they like, if you switch like your accounts online to certain things, like make sure you switch to like the US on iTunes,
Yeah, that's
they're
why
like,
VPNs and
because
like
we know that the iTunes.
Dude, that's mind-boggling,
It's
dude. Yeah, because I definitely know the last time we talked, we didn't talk about any of that crap.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, I mean, again, that's a part of the growth, a part of you guys really influencing, the sound and influencing what pop culture is, man. I mean, have you sat down and really thought about, how big a role you guys have played in the music world?
The only answer to that question in our kind of journey on this one is we just stopped listening to people instead of trying to listen to people. It was a freer experience musically. So that's
sick.
So that's where an individual thing comes from in music.
I want to hammer down before we kind of wrap things up on "Want You Back," man. This song, obviously, and I don't want to go down the path of the like, oh, it's about somebody in it. But writing these records and finding those special things to choose to share, these stories, how heavy is that a theme throughout this entire album?
Oh, very.
Very much so. And I think when you go into write, like, because we're a band, obviously, and like people you write with, as such as like our friends like Mitchie or whoever else comes in, like kind of will bring their own stories sometimes, and a lot of times in the room, like it means something different to someone else, like in the room.
Also, like understanding the members in your band. Like I would look at Luke's life and be like, "Damn, he needs this song," and I would like think about it, and I would sing something in a session, or I would come up with something, and he would go. He would like it because he knows that that's about him, not me. So they're cool little stories as well.
Yeah.
You get to share these stories, hitting the road. Fans are just going to be there. I mean, you announce it, the tickets are gone. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it really is like that. What's that feel like, man, to be able to step out on stage and know, not only after a couple of years of missing you guys on stage, but to know that we are prepared for this tour and we're ready to see you guys kind of.
You personally?
Hell yeah, dude.
You
Wait,
are
what thing is mid-April? You guys are back here in New York City. Like,
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm already waiting in
I
line.
think-
I don't know what you're
yeah.
talking about. Like, but no,
Already
what's
waiting?
that like, man? Do the butterflies? You itching? You ready?
I think we got so used to playing like bigger spaces, and we'd been playing like we'd just done 2 arena tours, like in 2015, 2016, and then before that we were doing the stadium dates with One Direction, and then the arena tour before that. And I think like in between those we kind of sprinkled in like smaller shows, like where we like originally started,
For sure.
and I think that by doing this tour again with this record, it feels so like important to make the fans realize that we're like it's a new era for Five Sauce.
It just gave me goosebumps, man.
It feels fresh.
Like, no, seriously, like
Feels
really.
like the first album for us.
Yeah, because we had to come back together as a band and like decide whether we're going to be smart about what we're doing, we're going to be in a band that people follow for a long time, or we're just going to put out another pop punk album. So what did we do? And we decided to go guns blazing and get it right and take time and create something great. So,
Dude, we will, as fans, truly appreciate that because, I mean, it's getting back to who you are. Not that there was ever any question or ever any, like, thinking like, oh, these guys, they got too big. I mean, you're still hella approachable. Dude, I'm sure if I rolled up at a Del Taco, you might take my order for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
If I'm working at a Del Taco.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, no, I'm saying if you guys are waiting in line, I want to make sure that you're going to, you know what I'm saying?
It's
You're going
under
to pay
like
for my order.
$10.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the limit
Yeah.
is. All right,
Yeah.
I'm with that. But no, I mean to be back on stage, to be able to really share this growth of who 5 Seconds of Summer is, the Five Sauce fam, dude. We greatly appreciate you guys.
we're
just
nervous,
staying.
man.
No,
It's gonna
really.
be good, but we're nervous. We're
Straight
ready to release this music, but it's like it's different, man. It's like a different time for us. So
Good nerves.
Let's do it.
Good,
Yeah,
definitely
definitely good
Like
nerves.
you're ready to.
Yeah, it's better than not being nervous, like releasing something.
yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of which, I know the album. There's no date and nothing like that, but I am gonna dig for one little bit of. How many tracks? How many tracks are we looking forward to?
20, right?
We had 20 songs
All right.
that will be split off into kind of, there'll be probably like 10 to 15 songs on the album, and then it'll be spread out.
That's good. I like 10 to 15.
Yeah, that's
That'll
plenty.
be a
Yeah,
big
exactly.
ballpark.
Big ass window right there.
Yeah, and then like the other songs we'll put in deluxe and whatnot.
More
And
than
it-
10, less than
So we're in the
15.
mastering stage. Is it the mixing of the cover art? Is that already done? You guys already take your pictures, like
pretty
doing all this
much,
stuff.
Most
like,
of it's
yeah.
pretty much there.
Nearly there.
So freaking proud of you guys, man. I swear,
Thanks,
dude.
man.
I mean, serious. I'm gonna throw this back because I was thinking about whether or not I did want to sprinkle this little bit of what was in the back of my head. But I just remember coming in here and Callum making seagull sounds, dude. That's how far back we go.
What?
Dude,
I do not remember that at all.
I'm gonna bring it up for those of you that listen to this interview. I'm gonna throw it back, a little hashtag Throwback Thursday sound. And I think there was a particular time.
You-
I apologize.
Do you know the
for
issue with
That's
that is
embarrassing.
it's because Ashen has the best seagull sound in the band.
We were probably having competitions of who has the
because
best
he
seagull
kills
noise.
it, and Callum.
I'm
not his
telling you,
not his
why
best
am I the
friend.
guy that kills the seagull sound? It's like, yeah, I'm a very talented guy. I got seagull
I got
sound.
seagulls on lock. You catch me on
I
the
play
Third Street
drums,
Promenade
I sing.
with a
I'm
hat,
really gonna make
looking for
seagull
change,
noises.
doing my seagull impersonations. That's what I do.
Out the front of Del Taco, man.
These are my guys,
That's
man.
me.
Again, so enormously proud of you. Want You Back is, again, I'm just saying, it's a certified. It's right down the middle. It's what we need as a radio station. This is what the world needs. Is just some music that just effing rocks, dude. And you guys have
man,
done it
thank
again.
you.
So I
Thank
just
you
want to
very
say
much.
thanks for that. We're gonna catch you guys pretty soon back here in New York City on tour. We got some
We'll
stuff
be
set up
back.
for you all that are big diehard Five Sauce fam members. We're gonna talk about that later. But I just want to say a hearty thank you for
Thanks,
taking
man.
the time out, man,
Thanks
and
for
being
having
us.
here.
Thank you, man.
Again, man. It's my brothers, dude. It's 5 seconds of summer. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Hey.